Hi, everybody. You know, I've been searching around now on YouTube looking at various uh, martial art related clips, be it sport, but predominantly street self defense videos. And there are some very, very gifted martial artists out there. Now, of course, not every video I've come across is compelling or of good ability levels, but I don't like to focus on that. I want to focus on the good martial artists that are showing some street defenses that really aren't, in my opinion, quite effective. And I want to explain something here. For those of you who know me, you know that I was a musician for many years. I specialized in jazz. I loved jazz music. And now I like to take a sport athlete, be it a judo man or a wrestler, jiu-jitsu, boxer, what have you, that are well accomplished in their sport, that have put years of dedication, hour after hour after hour into it, and they're akin to like a classical musician. Classical musician traditionally has all the chops, great technique, and has their repertoire down pat. They can play the songs that they rehearse and practice damn near flawlessly. However, many times when you take a classical musician, for example, out of their element and have them perform in a jazz situation or a rock situation or country or what have you, you may not do so well. Now they know all the theory, they know the notes, they have the ability to play, but there's something missing. There's that subtle nuance. Just like you may take a country musician and have him play jazz, or take a jazz musician and play a style that he's not familiar with. Okay? They have all the ability, they have all the knowledge, but why isn't it working properly? It's not a shot on them. Their musicianship is first rate. Just like these combat sport athletes. Their techniques, beautiful. Their fitness level, beautiful. But you're putting them in an element that they're really not trained for, okay? And it would be very difficult to train constantly for these types of scenarios. You'd end up in jail more than likely because you'd probably run out of being the victim. You'd have to go after somebody and assault them to really test out your skills. But you can substitute that kind of experience if you haven't had it yourself. I happen to have had violence thrust upon me since I was a little kid, and friends and family members as well, and I witnessed all of it and I lived in it. So it gives me kind of like a unique experience. I'm not doing this as a outsider looking in. I'm on the inside, okay, and it gives me great insight to see just exactly what goes wrong. Now, with YouTube or other media, you can make yourself look very presentable. You can take a classical musician, again, we'll use that type of person as an example, and have them rehearse a jazz tune, and man, they might have you fooled. Oh, wow, this guy can really jam in jazz, but really put them on a job, they're going to fall down. And same here with some of these videos. They look great, and it's functional, but yet it's in a very rehearsed manner. Now, when it comes to jazz, a jazz musician looks for several things, but one of them generally is your improvisational skills. If you're relying on crutch licks, as we call them, patterns all the time, they know that this guy's not a great improviser. Solid musician, not a great improviser. And when it comes to street fighting, probably more than anything, you have to have that improvisational skill, because you're going to run up against something that you may have never seen or heard of before, or certainly something that you probably haven't prepared for. Now, I'm not sitting here saying don't practice getting out of grabs or chokes or something like that. Not at all. Please don't read anything more into it. But I think there has to be a distinction between schoolyard bully type of tactics and actual world-class street violence. Okay? And many of the videos that I've witnessed here, actually all of them that I've watched so far, have been the more or less schoolyard thing. Somebody's pushing you, somebody grabs you, and so on. Real world assaults many times don't go down like that. Okay, they're chaotic. There may be weapons immediately involved or subtly involved. There may be multiple assailants, so on and so forth. And that takes a complete different skill set. So in the coming months, I'm going to be describing these events. I'm going to be demonstrating certain things and make it as realistic as possible. to kind of emphasize that there is a large difference. Now, I don't want anybody to take it as an insult because your ability levels are not coming under question. It's absolutely not going down that road. All it is saying is you have to hone it, you have to fine tune it, you have to broaden things, kind of think outside of the box, and realize that certain things that you may be doing now and you think are going to work are actually going to put you in harm's way. And that's the same with the musical analogy. If you're a great jazz musician, you start throwing in some jazz chords, flatted nines, augmented 11ths, and so on in a, let's say, a country song or whatever, it's not going to fit. It's going to be harmful to the audience. They're not in tune to that kind of sound, and the rest of the musicians in the band are going to be like, not appropriate here. So that's what I want to start getting out to the world here, the appropriate techniques and tactics to use when it comes to a real world fight. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here.